Surrounded by. I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
Surrounded by them.
idiots.
I have the right to just pick it up and take a look at
No,
what
you're
it
fine.
is.
It's nice. I know when you work in the industry, it's like when you see gear or gadgets or things like that, like you must.
The setups, yeah, the whole thing is.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what's this? What is this?
Yeah, I love to have my. I like to have an all access pass. I like to walk.
Yeah.
I'm production. I need to be able to go
See
anywhere.
what I'm working with.
Every
listen,
concert, anything I do, I want to be able to just go anywhere.
We were at the what was it? The Post Malone concert. Everywhere.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he was like, we were in the backstage, and he was like, let's go out here. Let's see what it sounds like out here. We just walked out to the stage. He was like, that's cool. Let's go to the side.
No, that's like when I'm rolling with him, he'll just be there and then he'll just be like, let's take a walk over here. And then we'll just go and just roam around.
Yeah, see it from different angles, and
You do that. You
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm
you
ready.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give you a proper introduction. Proper one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SBI Podcast. Today's guest is a visionary director behind some of the most iconic music videos in history, including Drake's Hotline Bling, Rihanna's Work, and Jay-Z's Excuse Me Miss. His signature style has shaped the look of modern hip-hop and R&B, and he's also brought his talents to the big screen with the 2018 remake of Superfly.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Which Lemicah also had the pleasure of working.
That's the. Yeah.
Please welcome the legend, Director X.
Hey!
social media doing my, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, I love it.
You're
I
doing the
love
director thing.
That's it for the phone.
What's cracking, man?
Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. I mean, obviously, through Lemicah, I believe I met you. Did I meet him through? Yeah, I met him through you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, because he was coming to the house in Malibu Hills.
Yes.
Soho Hills.
Yeah, Soho Hills. Yeah, so he was coming to Soho Hills.
Everyone was coming to Soho Hills. Soho Hills was a good time.
That was a great time. And it was just funny because, like, man, obviously always been a fan of your work. Always, it's just a very fortunate to have you here because, I mean, you want to talk about creative vision, just the things that your name has been attached to and the things that you have done are just like, it's no accident. I'll put it that way. It's tried and fucking tested. Like, very much so. So it's just like, man, thank you. Thank you once again
for having me.
Hell yeah, man.
And I thank you for me. This is like my big homie. This is my OG. This is, big dog. So it's like, we met 2007, 17.
Top of 2018.
Yeah, 2017. Working on Superfly, and from then on, man, this has just been my dog, bro. Yeah. Like, this is my dog. Like, this is my man's. Like, he's like, and always been there for me anytime I needed him. Always there. This is like, you work with people, but like, I don't know. Also, like, what we went through on Superfly, that Normandy of a
Superfly was for real.
Let me
adjust this. Yeah, Superfly was for real.
Everything first of all, I saw you go through, and you were also, while Superfly was happening, I fully recall you were supposed to do the Drake videos.
Well, we got the call for the Drake video, but we couldn't do it. So that's when we passed that off to Karina.
And Karina was killing it, but while he was looking at dailies for Superfly, he was also talking to Karina on the phone, looking at dailies for God's Plan. I'm not saying she needed help. I'm just saying she was sending her big homie.
That's wild.
Shots of, what she was doing and everything. So it's like, it was just like, I'm seeing her become her firsthand. And it's like, I had a cool ass experience, man. Thank you.
Yeah. That was definitely one for the books. That was something, man. And learning, we had Joel Silver there every day. We're learning about that, the way a G like that produces.
We can't get past that name, Joel Silver.
Joel Silver.
Run down some of the hits. That's Weird Science. That's I Found Robert Downey Jr. That's Action Jackson. That's Last Action Hero. That's Lethal Weapon. That's
Predator.
That's Predator.
Oh,
Matrix.
Predator?
That's Matrix.
Oh,
That's
Commando.
Speed Racer. That's
See, yeah, he named
Sherlock Holmes.
See, I'm
Yeah, but
naming. I'm
You're
just
naming
naming
the
the
fan,
old
the
joint.
fan.
I'm really
but-
the
The Matrix is the one everyone knows. But I mean, he
But
did
when you say
Predator.
Predator,
He did
yeah.
Predator.
That's different.
yeah. He also did
He told me a story. I'm gonna tell you. Here's a story for you. So Joel tells me this story. They're making Predator. They're in the jungle somewhere, right?
Uh-huh.
Setting up for some shot. You know, the pyrotechnics is out there, squibs
Right.
and things are gonna blow up. It's gonna be a thing. They're out there setting up, and some guy runs out. Some local. He's yelling at the pyro guy. He's yelling at him. It's mine. You moved on. It's mine. You can't do this. Here, move on. And the guy looks at him and says, "It'd be cheaper to kill you." And the guy stopped, turned around, and walked away.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
'Cause at this point, that's crazy.
That's a Joel Silver story.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking great.
Yeah,
So he
man.
was on the set of Superfly.
That was his
Every
movie.
day.
That was his movie.
Every day.
He was every.
Air day.
I've never seen anything
Every
like
day.
it.
Wow.
I've never seen a producer just be there.
It's the work ethic. I'm gonna tell. So, you know, we're in there editing. We're waiting on the music from Future.
Mm-hmm.
We go into the edit. We do our day. We go home. We're home.
Right.
We get the call. The music came. Great, the music came. Tomorrow morning, we will deal with that because we did a bring. Yo, I'm on my way to Sony. Where are you?
Where?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, me too. I was gonna get ready. I'm under the covers, like, oh yeah. I was doing this. I'm about to call you to see where you were at, because
I was already in the car.
I'm ready. I'm out, bro. He was just happening right
You
now.
ain't there yet?
That's wild. But man, there's always something to it, man. That work ethic is.
Something to it is Joel is about making his movie. Make a movie, be with his family. Family, movie.
Right, and he locks in
1, 2.
on one, and then he locks in on the other.
There's two things,
Yeah.
and then you put them together.
That man
Family
loves
movie.
his sons.
Family movie.
That the one
Right.
thing Joel Silver loves his boys.
Yep.
That sounds
you
great.
ain't doing the part, even for me, like when we did the movie, we didn't do no. We had one little when the cast all came before we started shooting. Everyone came by the house. We had a little vibe, and that was it. I don't know whatever they were doing. I think probably, but that was it for me. And then we worked. If you want to have fun, the edit is the time to have.
Mhm.
Not in the edit, but you go, you do your moment, and then we could have a vibe at the house.
Right.
But this was not about party. Yeah, we're making a movie. No, we're making a movie.
Right.
We barely got sleep.
Yeah, like this is not, you know what I mean? Save your parties. Save your parties. It lasts for later. But when you shooting the same thing, focused, everyone, we working. I mean, I even regret playing video games during the I'm going to play a game. I shouldn't have even done that. For real. Shouldn't have even done that.
That's great. So Superfly, I know your history is mostly in music videos, but what was that transition like? Going from, is there a difference in perspective of how you approach them, or is there a difference in?
It's not as big a change as people think. I mean, on the equipment side, it's the same equipment, the same crew, the same that runs. For me, I really study story. I've always had a good instinct for storytelling, but I really study story, and that's the biggest thing for me. Getting your story right, getting that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bigger than get the script right. No, get the story right. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And for Superfly, what really was a thing was I'm a nerd, right? Like I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a sci-fi. I like my old school anime. This new generation anime is cute, but like I'm a Ghost in the Shell, Akira, you know what I'm saying? Ninja Scroll, hand drawn. I come from the hand drawn anime age.
Got you. Okay.
And You hear all that?
Yeah, well, it won't come up on the mic.
Okay. So I
He said, "You hear?"
I'm a filmmaker, baby.
Quiet on the set.
Yeah.
Lock this shit down.
But so when they came to me when I first got their script, it was a retelling of King Lear. And in this version, the lead character, Priest, was trying to get deeper into the game. So I read the script, and I knew, and this is something to be said about Superfly. I had never seen Superfly, but I knew the story was about a drug dealer who was trying to make $1 million get out the game,
Right.
which is a lot to know about a movie you've never seen from the 70s.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Knew the soundtrack, and I knew the log line.
Right.
So this isn't Superfly.
Right.
Right? Oh, yeah, it was King Lear and da-da-da. And then on top of that, it was irresponsibly violent. Like, they're in a hotel in Vegas, kill a guy in their hotel room, leave him there, get in a limo, kill the guy in the limo, get on a plane. I go, are there not police officers in this world? Because you killed someone in your hotel room. Like, they got surveillance. Vegas. And then you got on a plane, and then you had like a shootout in Miami Beach. Like, y'all, like, what's happening here? And I said to them, this is irresponsibly violent. This is why kids think they can get into shootouts in shopping malls. Because when they watch their TV, their 15-year-old self, they getting shootouts at public places and never get in trouble. And like, this shit has effects, right? So on two levels. One, it's not Superfly. Two, it's irresponsible. And I said, I'm good.
Right.
Then Joel called me and said, all right, we'll do it. We'll do your thing.
Right.
What do you want to do? I go, well, let's make Superfly. So Superfly 2018 is a retelling of Superfly.
Okay.
Like, if you want to have a good time, watch the original Superfly, then watch ours, or watch ours and then watch those two,
Right.
which they really should have pushed on people to watch the two. Every character from the original is in ours. Every storyline touches the storyline. And then for the things that we had, you begin to make sense of it. Like in the original Superfly, he had 2 girlfriends.
Right.
But you never knew if they knew about one another. Like, he had this black girl uptown, he had this white girl downtown. And you just didn't know what, probably didn't.
Right.
But now in the 21st century, if you have your lead character with a wonderful girlfriend cheating on her with another, well, then he's not, you know what I mean? That's fucked up. But if he just has 2 girlfriends,
it's fine.
You know what I'm saying? He's a stand-up dude. So we adjusted for that, right?
He's
right.
ethically non-monogamous.
Right. They all know ethical. They all know what's going on, but gave it a little twist. But because that was the rule. If they're in the original, they're coming back into this movie. Then for things we had to deal with the reality of it, right? Superfly's in the 70s in Harlem, right? He could run into a junkie because the catalyst for him is that some junkies attack him and try and rob him. He chases him down, gets his money back. He says, I'm out. I got to get out. I'm not, that's what makes him say, I'm going to make the money and get out the game. We needed $1 million now is not like, I'm going to make $1 million and get out.
Done forever.
Yeah, you can't do that. So we need to up the amount of money.
Right.
Well, now you're dealing in the kind of money that if you're going to make this kind of money, you ain't anywhere for a junkie.
Fair.
So the way we would say is like, okay, well, it was a junkie, but it's people in the game. Junkies are in the game. They're part of that life.
Right.
He gets attacked by people in the life. So that's when we invented Snow Patrol, right?
Right.
And Snow Patrol, the reason why they wear all white, the reason why they drive white cars, the reason why they're called Snow Patrol is because they represent flashy drug dealers. They represent those, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember I saw there was some crew in some town. They're like, the import boys.
IB.
Yeah, like on Instagram, we the import, like the sports cars. I'm like, oh, might just say you know what I mean? Or
Right.
I mean, there's so many guys that are just running around with flashy cars. So that's what they represented. It's not that they were meant to be. Because 50 Cent called us out like, what's this? Bro, some of y'all might as well wear all white and call yourself Snow Patrol with the way you carry on.
People don't know that Future was a producer on the movie, and Big Bank was one of the stars of the movie.
Yeah.
And Superfly kind of united or reunited Atlanta in a way because they weren't really dealing with each other. And then after the movie, they're friends, and then they
do all that.
They do a bunch of stuff together. Like Superfly united the hood, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like the shit that was happening backstage, like that we were like, so much shit was going on in Atlanta.
I believe it.
And we really like, it was a good movie. Like, it was a fun.
Here's our test scores. This is the thing, right? It's a popcorn movie. That's what it's meant to be. And our test scores were we did 3 tests.
Okay.
84% in the top 2 boxes. Test 1. Test 2, 85% in the top 2 boxes. The third test was 87% in the top 2 boxes. These are unheard of scores.
Yeah.
Unheard of scores. So much so that Sony was like, oh, we good. We got a hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And for whatever that is, it's a fun movie. Now, if you go into Superfly if you walk into Superfly, especially after Black Panther, remember the studio release.
Well, I think that's really what shot us in the foot. I think what really shot the whole movie in its leg was we came out the same time Black Panther.
We came out after.
Like right after Black Panther.
The last major studio picture was Black Panther.
Damn.
My mother married a white man and moved to the suburbs where there was not a black face to be found. You understand?
Right.
My mother wore a dashiki to Black Panther. You understand?
Like when Congress
the
got on
level
one
of
knee.
blackness.
No,
yeah, bro. Your whitewash. You know what I'm saying? Even they was
Right.
black
We
again.
went to the premiere of Black Panther while we were shooting
Yeah.
that movie. So then we released the movie after everybody sees black and your superheroes.
Bro,
Wakanda
your
forever.
dashiki was still in the closet. That was still something you saw.
And-
Like,
I wore that last week.
Yeah.
and so
Here's-
everyone's feeling positive and black, and we hear like,
Here's
hey,
a pimp.
Yeah.
That drug dealer that kills
Hey,
people
black people.
with a couple,
yeah.
with 2 women that
With a soundtrack by Future.
wait, Black Panther had a soundtrack by
Kendrick Lamar. And we have Future.
Superfly has a soundtrack by
And
Future.
shout out to Future though. Didn't he make it to both soundtracks?
He made the most
He
soundtrack.
he made the.
He was all right.
It was the big hit off the and then everybody heard that was like he needs to do Superfly.
Yeah, he needs to do.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Great, one of my favorites.
That's just a hard song.
I truly think the real problem was the trailer. You know?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that you? Yeah. Nah, I mean,
Well, here's what I'm saying. The trailer was all about Atlanta. This is Atlanta. This is the real Atlanta. In Atlanta, that Atlanta. When the trailer really needed to be. So I come from music videos. I come from commercials.
Right.
I have studied some marketing. Okay. At one point, Steve Stout. We all know Steve Stout.
Yeah.
One day, I'm doing some work with his advertising agency, and he points at me. He's like, "You're not in advertising. You think you are because you direct commercials, but you're not in advertising. You need to study." So there's a book called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Right.
And I'm reading the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way they basically break it down. So let's say you have a restaurant and the word on the street is that the bathrooms are nasty. Now, a lot of people say when people have something bad to say, you just don't talk about it. Proper marketing is you say, I know y'all think our bathrooms are nasty, but that's why we've cleaned them and tore them, burnt it down, and rebuilt them. You feel what I'm saying?
You address the elephant in the room.
You address the elephant in the room.
Right.
Okay. We needed to address, because when they went and the Sony did a little test and said, hey, black folks, what do y'all think about Superfly coming out? 2 things came back. You're going to disrespect the original, and you're going to make us look bad.
Right.
We have a scene in Superfly, and the whole purpose of it is to let you know we are doing Superfly. That scene in the gambling hall when he knocks the dude out, and that whole deal when he comes to get Eddie, that is literally damn near line for line a scene from the original.
Gotcha.
And we'd put that in there to let you know, if you know Superfly, we're doing Superfly. Don't worry. That's right up top.
Justice. Yeah.
That's right up top. So I said, let's go put that out into the world. Oh, we don't want to talk about the original. You making what the fuck you talking? Right? So we're ignoring claim number 1. Right. And then 2, what we needed to do is in a world. You know what I mean?
Right.
you wanted
Superfly, a drug dealer who doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah.
We don't kill for a reason, Eddie.
I feel you, though.
What with a heart of? We need to say he has a heart of gold, and he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in the movie, remember, he runs over and gives a girl gets shot, gives her a bunch of money.
Mhm.
He's a heart of gold. Save the cat. Feel me?
Right.
We need to say there's a drug dealer who does not kill, lives by a different ethical code. He's the imaginary drug dealer. He's just a beautiful man selling his drugs.
Right.
Instead, we're like, hey, black people, ever heard of Atlanta?
See, also hitting
We
with
made
the
a movie there.
localization of it too, because like even there's a difference between in Atlanta and in a world. Like
Yes.
anyone can be a part of this world. It's like I didn't feel like I had to be in Miami to get Scarface.
Yeah. No, they just got really fixated with Atlanta.
But see, I'm just here. You're gonna keep on explaining. I'm just here to drop fun facts. So, but we got to go to Magic City.
Yeah. Got to go. Works both ways. You got to go.
We were doing a scout.
to go.
We had to go
for a location.
We had to go to Magic City. And we were able to go and work with a lot of the girls that, so we had to go scout at Magic City, which was great. We talked to the Magic City people and everything. It was good.
The Magic City
Yeah,
people.
well, you know, I know the Magic City people since I
Of course.
was.
Of course. I mean, look, and that was the thing, right? They came at the movie like, oh, there's strippers in it. It's in Atlanta.
Right.
It's a drug dealer movie in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is going to be in it? But so, if it's just the need. It's the bullshit with us is that everything needs to be a greater commentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Wick is not a deep introspective about the Russian American experience and organized crime. It's John Wick. He kills a million motherfuckers. Yeah,
Right.
He's a Russian gangster. But Superfly is a deep what are we doing, bro? He's just a fucking.
Yeah.
Can we have a dumb movie? Can we have a dumb action movie? No, you can't.
No. Equalizer, and that's all you get.
Right. You know,
That's
so
literally.
They really tried. My next fun fact: we got to meet Hans Zimmer.
yes,
Oh,
Like,
that is a picture I
cool.
regret not taking. I
Right.
regret not taking my picture with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
well, we couldn't. He treated it like a private session. Like when we
Yeah.
pulled up, so we went over to his studio
in Santa Monica.
In Santa Monica.
Oh, where he got the real version of curtains that look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen the pictures.
Yeah.
That shit is beautiful.
So we go to his studio in Santa Monica and we meet with his head guy. I'm just an assistant, man. I don't know what's happening. I'm just riding along and I see where we're at. And then we're just talking to the guy and Hans Zimmer just comes in. And he was just like, yeah, I saw the movie. I think something really beautiful if you have someone's voice like a warm choir, and because I spent some time in Atlanta, and when I spent that time in Atlanta, I felt like a choir would really feel for this. And then he did the little thing, and then he was like, okay. And then he stayed for a second and he walked out. I was like,
we got a session.
we
with
did
Hans
a
Zimmer.
session with Hans Zimmer for Superfly.
That's what happens when motherfucking Joel Silver is the producer.
Oh my God.
you know what though? I always like to think guys like that. I feel like he for sure has a thing. Like I heard Pharrell can sell a beat better than anyone else. They said like he has a pitch and then he plays the beat or does a thing and then whatever. They said Swiss, he's gonna he's gonna be so into it that you're gonna be like, I don't know if I would like this, but ooh, like, and I feel like Hans Zimmer got a whole team, but then that nigga knows, I can hit them with this, and people be like, oh,
you like that?
Yeah,
you like that? All right,
Yeah,
now,
yeah, put that in there and place it where it belongs, and just leave, and niggas be like,
No, he gave us a real session. He didn't.
no,
fuck
no,
us
no,
up.
no. It
That's
was a
why-
real like. That's
He's
what
really
I'm.
in there. He's really in there.
And Hans Zimmer don't do that.
no, bro, he doesn't.
He does when your producer's Joel Silver.
That's different.
Listen, man, I eavesdropped on Joe several times, and I heard him talking about what's it called? He was talking about Sherlock 3. Like he's like his shit
Joel
is
motherfucking Silver.
His shit is. That's
Joel fucking Silver.
That's
Come on now.
fucking crazy.
Oh man.
And so how did you ever work with him prior to that or
No, this was
Okay.
it. But we became friends from that. So I love
That's-
Joel.
that's
Good
amazing.
guy.
Well, I know you're probably tired of talking about just your past, but I would like to just go back even and just look at the lineage. Like, I had known you had done a lot of music videos, but when I like went to the Wikipedia and started really looking up stuff, I'm like, oh, whoa, like we're talking like shake your ass.
Mhm.
Like we're talking like we're talking videos that are iconic. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously Hotline Bling, like of the newer era, that's like one of those staples. But like, hold on, I even made a list. I was just like, the Life is Good video. You know what I mean? Working with artists from everyone from DMX to Ariana Grande later, and then Rosalia, and like, how did that journey start in general? Like, take us back to when, even before Little X was figured out yet. Like,
I mean, I was always a visual artist, right? Like
Okay.
when I was in grade school, I would draw comic books. I thought I was going to be a comic book artist. I thought from like junior high, even to my first year of high school, I thought I was going to be a comic book artist.
okay.
Right? I could draw a comic book without references by the time, you know what I mean? Like, you could see
Okay.
that trajectory, like, okay, this could work. Felt like it was a real thing.
Okay.
Then someone handed me, grade 9, someone hands me a party flyer. Hand-drawn party flyer. Go, I could do this. Right? So I start hustling. I started drawing party flyers around my little town, Brampton, Toronto. I'm from Toronto, but I'm from Brampton.
Okay.
So I'm drawing party flyers, and then that begins to begin like, I'm going to become a graphic designer, and I'm growing. Like, I'm going to do graphic design. I'll do logos. I'll do, you know.
Okay.
So I'm doing party flyers. I'm also young. I move out of my house real young, right? Moving with my boys. They got a rap group. And for their Conscious Black song, I helped them write some lyrics. Being the light-skinned brother that I am, I was the blackest motherfuckers. Start this motherfucking revolution. These
I love it.
cracker ass.
It's always the light skins.
It's
bro.
always the light
They
skin.
got to.
Always
like
they
got
got
to.
to.
Always. So
Had the hat on. had the
true to
koozie.
form. Who wrote that? Yeah. Anyway,
Listen, brother, you are misled.
Yeah. So I wrote the because remember back then every rap, you had a party song, you had a Conscious Black song,
Right.
you had you know what I mean?
Better times.
Better time. I mean, even NWA had a Conscious Black song. Like
Right.
if you was a gangster, you still had a little
Like-
bit of like they had express yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
Express
stressing with
yourself.
my
No
full
full
capabilities,
capabilities.
and now I'm living in correctional facilities.
facilities.
Cause some don't agree with
Well,
how I do this. I get straight meditate like,
Like
a
a Buddhist.
Like what?
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
You ain't getting that no more from no motherfucking gangster rapper.
No.
So, I wrote that, and a friend of ours, we called her Ladybug. She went to a poetry reading. I went to the poetry reading with her. After the poetry reading, they said, "Hey, if any of y'all want to read something, come on up." I went up, wrote the lyrics for the song. Next thing you know, I'm now a poet. I get invited back. I'm now, because here's the key for young folk, if there's any watching. Do what you're interested in. I thought I was going to be a graphic designer. But I had some talent doing this. I wrote a poem. Next thing I know, yeah, sure. So now I'm reading poetry. It's not a career,
Right.
but it's some shit I'm doing. I'm going to the poetry readings. This is back in Def Poetry Jam era. So I'm reading poetry around town. People are beginning to know me as a poet. I'm doing my graphic design. Then one day, this is Canada. We had our MTV was called Much Music, and we had our own Rap City. It was around before the MTV Rap City. So Rap City decides they're going to do, because poetry was hot, we're doing a poetry show. I had a little bit of a name. I'm doing the poetry show. Now I'm in Much Music looking around, and I say to the producer, "Hey, what's up?" There's a dude named Big C who had an internship. He went on to work at BMG. But we all knew Big C.
Right.
Everyone, he was on the scene. We thought he was rich because he worked at Much Music. Those days, you're like, you were around television? Are you rich? Right. So
You're either rich or you're famous.
yeah,
That's it.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're rich. So he had moved on to BMG. I say, "What's up with that?" I get a school program. Now I'm going to school there. So I'm at Much Music, working at Rap City and another show called Soul in the City. But I'm going to be a graphic designer, and as a hobby, I read poetry. Okay. And while I'm there, I'm looking at the cameras and looking at the videos, and I say, "Hey, there's talent with these cameras. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll direct. Maybe." That's what got the idea of directing into my head. So it's the following of interest, right? I'm interested in comic books.
Right.
That leads me to, I'm interested in drawing your party flower. Now I'm interested in being a graphic designer. And then I'm interested in getting, you know what I mean?
And that's the only way you even get in the rooms, because
Exactly.
that interest and then those opportunities, and now you're
yeah, you're
Yeah.
young, you're interested in things, you do it,
100%.
and that leads you on your way. And that, then I had to hustle my way. Then I found out about Hype Williams. I mean, I had to go through a whole hustle to get an internship with Big Dog Films, Hype's company, and then that leads. Now I'm running packages. This is back in the day when the internship was what you.
Yeah.
It probably still is if you can get in. But internship, running packages, Def Jam,
I feel
Bad
like
Boy,
let's make it out
Rockefeller.
of it now.
Yeah,
back
but
then
that
it
was and
the-
that was what you needed, and that's what I did. I was making my connections. And then when it was, but I do say this: if you want to do something, right? You want to. This is my view of it. You're a director. You want to do directing,
right.
but you're young, so you're part of a subculture.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, you might like skateboarding, you might like snowboarding, you might like fashion, there's something that you lean to.
Mhm.
That's the place to focus at. Go into, go into your subculture. I'm part of the hip hop subculture. Def Jam, Bad Boy, Rockefeller. These are the places that gave me my shot, because they're going to see you and go, oh, you're one of us. We'll give you a shot. If you're going to get someone to give you a shot, it's not going to be the major label. It's going to be the people like, all right, we'll give you a shot.
Right.
They gave me my shot and worked my way up, and then out of Def Jam and da-da-da-da-da. So that was the journey to get to, that was the Little X journey.
Wow. That's incredible. And then when did you really get behind a camera for the first time? And
When I was interning for Hype, I would go back to Toronto, and then I'd work my subculture, I'd work my scene. Hey, because people are doing their little videos. Yo, I can do it.
got
You know what I mean?
you.
Work.
Take what you learned there, go
Yo,
apply it over here.
Exactly. So I could
Got
do
you.
these little things. So, so there's a video that I did back home called Northern Touch.
Okay.
It's a group called the Rascals, and the Cardinal Official's on it. Sean
Okay.
Claire's on it. It's like, it was on the DMX Get At Me Dog beat.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. But it's like Drake calls it the Canadian national anthem. Like, it was like the first time we had a record that was, it took Canadian hip hop a minute to get to a place where the locals would be like, yo, I fuck with it. This is dope.
Mhm.
That was the record that made the country say, this is dope. We got some rappers.
Right.
And then the video looked like when you look at it, you can, but for Canada,
it was.
we had a video, the video and the thing, and like, it was right. And that was and then I'll come back to New York and show, hey, look what I did. They go, oh, okay. Here, take this little.
Right. Okay.
You ain't ready for a joint, but take that. So I take that little thing, make that work. Right. And I did. And then there's also the element of taking what you're given and making it. Right. So there's two really important moments when that was the mindset. Cormega. You remember Cormega?
I don't remember.
So Nas, on the Nas album, represent.
Okay.
There's a lyric about what's up with Mega. You see him, you all together.
Okay.
That's Cormega. Okay. Cormega was part of the firm.
I know the firm.
So, right. So Cormega was the fourth guy. Right. And so they're got an album. They're going to do a promo. I'm shooting the promo. The promo idea I thought was horrible. It was like just a remake of Scarface, the interrogation scene. You look at Say No More. Like, it was ghetto as shit. It was whack.
Where'd you get that scar from, tough guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
all this, whatever.
Yeah.
So I shoot that as best I can.
Uh-huh.
Right. I recreated the look from Clockers the best I could.
Mhm.
But then I said, give me a verse and a hook. Give me a verse and a chorus of another song, and we'll shoot we'll shoot a little video. So we in the basement, though, I shoot my thing, colored
Right.
light. Got something I can show. All right. You know what I mean? Then we also got a video. There's some basketball player, and he had some, one of those dudes that got
Yeah.
some money. He invested in some local dudes. So shot a video for them. Right. But I did the storyline. I knew before I even cut the video, I took the storyline and cut. It was the story of a kid. The video starts. This kid gets shot. Right. And as he's on the ground dying, his life is flashing before his eyes. And you see not so much what got him shot, but the behavior that would put him in that situation.
Okay.
Throwing bottles at girls, getting in the fights in the street, has a kid, slams the door in the face, argues with his mother. You know what I mean? Getting harassed by cops. Like, you can see where this is how he ended up here.
Yeah.
So I take all that footage and I cut it on top of an opera. There was this black opera singer back in the day, but I do this whole thing. So I remove, because for me, the thing with all the reels I would make, I would do it over like movie soundtracks or classical music. I did not want you to, I didn't want to do it over a hip hop beat. I don't make beats. You're already associating me. I'm Little X. I'm making hip hop music videos. I don't want you to hear the music and go, oh, I want to hijack, because your brain also goes classical music, cinematic.
Right.
So I take this classical music, put it on top, and even how I still cut my reels, I try and find music away from what I do. You know what I mean? And that was...
You definitely understand marketing at a young
age.
just because that is like it's like something that now more people but that early, no one's thinking of that. No, like that's, and then on top of that, there's not. I mean, this isn't all happening on a computer either.
Yeah.
So it's like the work ethic of what you're doing is at a whole. To
edit back then, you needed an Avid, and to get to an Avid, that's professional. There was a difference between professional equipment.
Yeah.
And even look, the thing that I did that got me my internship when I was at Much Music. Mm-hmm. So I had a school project, right? And I decided I'm going to make a music video, but I did it for one of my poems. So my friend and I wrote a poem about these two guys who don't, just through the rumor mill, end up having beef, and one of them gets shot.
Gotcha. And
I recorded that and then shot it. I asked a favor from one of the guys at Much Music to shoot the performance scenes with his fancy tens of thousands of dollars camera that he shoots the news with. So there's quality. Uh-huh. And then I shot the narrative with a handy cam. I don't need him. We can just run it wherever and shoot our little scenes.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a little something. And then I asked one of the editors there if he would help me cut this thing together. And for about 2 weeks, I would go in. This is back before everything was cards and this. I would walk in and people thought, even though I wasn't working there anymore, I would just walk in and they'd be like, hey, what's up? They just figured, how would they know?
Yeah.
And I'll go in when people had done work for the night, and I'll go to the machine and I wrote my EDL list, my editor's decision list. In mark, out down to the tiniest frame, lyric by lyric, in, out, in, out. So then when I walked into the edit, it was a pad of paper, and it wasn't like, what are we going to do? It was getting the shots and putting it together. You know
because you don't really have the time to do that even then.
You don't have
can't screw up.
No. This man is giving me, this guy's doing a 19-year-old kid a favor.
Right.
You're like, hey, man,
right.
That'll go from I like your hustle to I don't like this kid.
No,
real quick. You better come in there tight. Like this kid is gonna be something. So we cut it together. Mm-hmm. Back then, it was impossible with consumer electronics to make your lips move to the thing we do take for granted. Impossible
Sync
to do.
Was just not
impossible. You needed professional equipment. You needed 2 tracks of audio. You needed a video track, audio track, and then you needed the equipment that could cut on top of an audio. This was slow motion, impossible. Dissolves, impossible. Dip to black, impossible. All this, impossible.
Wow.
But now I leave my school project. I'm doing my own poem with my buddy. The lip sync's moving. We got slow motion. They're walking down. We got, the looks a little fancier than normal. Doesn't just look like a video camera. And that's the video I walked in the Big Dog and I showed them and made them say, all my art, here's a t-shirt. I printed some t-shirts. I sold some t-shirts. Right? Just do what you're interested in, right? Took one of my pictures, put on a t-shirt, I was selling them. I had t-shirts. Here's my t-shirt. Here's the logos design. Here's my character design. Here's a poetry video that I did.
Right.
I know, and I said to her, I know I'm good enough to work for free.
Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, this shit.
I'm good enough to work for free.
I know I'm good enough to do that.
I know I'm good enough, right? And Chelsea, who, I worked with her a couple years ago. That producer there, I worked with her. And even Iller, she goes, all right, come back in a month. I went back to Toronto and it's all these, hey, Austin, what do you do? Hey, what's going on? Hey, man, more time is like music, like, bro, it's like just doing the music thing still. And I'm like, I have got to get the fuck out of here.
That's amazing.
I have got that small town feeling that I gotta go. I gotta go. 2 weeks early I left. The day I showed up at Big Dog was the day that Chelsea quit. That was Chelsea's last day. If I came back when she said come back, nothing. And the executive producer, Kiki, looks at me and says, I don't know who you are and what this is about. And I just came to work the next day like they had hired me. Them niggas were so ghetto. They didn't even realize. George Costanza. I did a George Costanza.
I'm the intern. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. And then on top of it, then I just started doing, because it's like we're in a big kind of lofty space. So I would stay there all night. Like I'm sleeping in my, also, pro tip, make your guest room uncomfortable. My aunt and uncle had a very uncomfortable guest room. I hated being home. There was no TV. There's nowhere for me to waste my time.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the office just finding shit to do than at home doing nothing, right?
Right.
So I'd be in there, and the way they had this set up, right, they had the receptionist desk. So the door's here, if everyone's watching. Here's the door. Here's the desk. So people would walk into the office and walk by the receptionist.
Right.
So one day they came to work and opened the door, and suddenly the desk is here. And the chairs are along the wall.
Oh.
Who did this? I did. See, because, when people came in, but now when they walk in, they're going to see the desk there. And then when people walked in, they walked in and they spoke to us and they sat in the seat. Oh, shit. This is like a real office now. Who did that? X.
He's actually doing shit here.
This kid, you know what I'm saying? I took the library system from Much Music. So back in those days, it wasn't computerized yet. Right. The Much Music had an old school card. You Madonna, pull out Madonna, and then it'd have CL this and that, but these tape numbers that represent this is a digibit, or this is a 3/4, this is a I took that system because it used to be there's a box full of tapes. Right. Go find the Wu-Tang video. Then one day they came in.
Everything was organized.
There was a sticker on the case and a sticker on the tape, and I said, okay, so you look up Wu-Tang, and then for a 3/4 is CLE, named after Chelsea. A digibeta is a Kiki. A this is that. Half inch is that. So this is how. And now where's the Wu-Tang? Who did this? X.
See, but this is, and that's one of the biggest cheat codes to the game that people don't realize. It's like, I read this in a book. I can't remember what book it was, but it's do more than is expected, but without looking for, looking for the applause.
Yeah.
Because that is just how you, as a human being, evolve and get better and go further.
Yeah.
It's you see the things, like, how many people go into offices every day and see how much shit is wrong, and they just, it's not my job. And that's what and they stay in the same position too. Yeah. At that job for, wow.
You just,
resourcefulness. It's
I mean, so that's how I went in. That's what these were so it wasn't just like, then I got an internship. It was these kinds of things.
Right.
That made that happen. You know what I mean?
Were your parents supportive of the gold to?
My mother is West Indian. She's a Trinidadian.
Okay.
My aunt and uncle are Trinidadians.
Okay.
So they're like, you've been wasting your time.
School.
I remember my aunt said it to me. You've spent a year. You've wasted a year. You've wasted a year. My aunt stopped talking like that when I shot Redman I'll Beat at her house. the car that gets stolen that Redman steals and the white dude's chasing after him, and the home where all that's my aunt's house. Go, Auntie, can I do something here? She's like, yeah, no problem. She thought it was gonna be like a student film.
Right.
Trucks are showing up, like it's a production.
Right.
And she was, after that day, no more. Like that was it. She was like, okay, he's good. And then
oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that the when he had the cartoon with the red hat?
Yeah, the red hat, and there's kids, and there's like you're flipping channels on TV.
Right.
We don't even flip channels on TV no more. But and then exactly. Then my mother stopped asking when she met Hype. She came to she was in New York. She was at the office. She met Hype, and that was that.
Wow.
That was that. And then she really went. She was in Trinidad, and she said, "Yeah, Julian, he works with Hype Williams." And Hype Williams. What? And then she called me, "Who's P Diddy?" It's a whole new conversation now. But back then it was a moment.
So he basically he was doing the Redman thing, and my mom was working at Def Jam at the same time. So she was doing the marketing for the Redman stuff. So he did No Sex in the Champagne Room for my dad. I saw that.
I was like, wow.
So he's in Chris Rock. So it was just like this. We've always been around. But do you have a memory from that shoot? From the do you even remember that shoot?
Of course I remember the shoot, but I don't remember a whole lot. I was, you know what I mean? I don't remember.
You were running around.
I was running around. I was young and stupid and fiery and lucky that people didn't know how much I sucked.
You don't know what I don't know,
Yeah.
but hey, I know a lot of shit.
It just looked like with that video, you were just able to have fun. I
Yeah.
don't know, like you were just able to just do whatever funny shit came to your mind
Well,
or whatever.
and it was also meant to be a send up because there was like this video. There's some dude had written a poem
Okay.
and it had done this really not weird, but this is like basic animation video. But it was like on MTV, so that whole thing was a send up of that. Yeah, so it was actually the context of that moment was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite narrative in a music video that you created?
I think my favorite narratives, there's You Got It Bad is one of my favorite ones. Don,
Yeah, like man, one of you got it. You know that
the Usher song.
boy, like
yeah, You Got It Bad was
That's the one. That's the one.
well,
you
that was
like.
one of the Donnell Jones Where I Want to Be.
okay.
Also,
You had me fucked up thinking people were gonna be skating in the club.
oh yeah.
Didn't you do what? Which is
That was You Don't Have to Call. So I actually wanted to do a third one. I wanted to do one where Chili died. He had some slow song that they wanted to release, right? So it was going to be You Got It Bad, he breaks up. You don't have to call when, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's trying to get over her. But then I wanted to do this third one where she had passed away and it's all him going to the grave, but that didn't happen. I wanted to make a trilogy.
Right.
I wanted to make the Usher Chili trilogy.
Yeah, just trilogy.
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 That would have been dope.
Man.
And we did do you remember we did Rhythm City? That didn't get promoted enough, unfortunately. But Caught Up is from
Caught
this
Up.
we called it a mini musical movie called Rhythm City.
Oh, and that's
And
why
Joy Bryan
it's-
sent it. Yeah,
that
that's
makes
that's what the whole
sense.
thing's about. It's a
Suits
scene
and
from a
the-
movie.
Yeah.
Got you, because I love that video. I
Yeah,
love that song.
there's a whole movie that goes with that. Like how you get there, there's a whole movie.
Got you.
Seduction in it is seduction,
Right.
red light.
Got you.
It was supposed to be.
It's funny too, because even when you were shooting,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
when-
whole thing about it.
when you were shooting all that stuff, that's when I was living in Atlanta too.
Oh,
With like Jermaine.
with
and
Jermaine
yeah.
and fucking Janet Jackson.
Mm.
Because I was there when they were making the whole like Confessions album,
Right.
and the whole like that whole process. But man, what a time! That's crazy.
Yeah, but
Oh.
that you got to promote things. They didn't really promote it.
Yeah.
And it's the music industry is weird. Like the label wanted the video for Caught Up. Usher wanted his movie. They're like, all right, here's your movie. Okay, we got the video. Just
Got you.
fucked up. They like made some DVDs, ran ads on BET, and just left them
That's-
like.
But they still paid the money. To,
But
like,
they still
do all
did
this
it.
That's
shit.
what I was gonna say. How is that? You've seen. I mean, you've seen a lot of changes, but even now, how has that changed with them just not people just not spending money on budgets for videos
Well,
like
even
that?
even
Like,
back then they spent money, but they didn't. No one thought outside the box, and that was always my frustration.
okay.
Right. So we did a video for Boys after 9/11.
Mhm.
Boys to Men have a song called "The Color of Love." Babyface wrote it, and I'm going to do the video. So I bring in my concept is that we take a member of Boys to Men and send each one of them. They spent damn near $1 million on the fucking video. Spent a lot of money on this
That's
video.
a man.
And They
What?
spent a lot of money. So I say, let's take a member of Boys to Men, and one of them will go to one will go to Africa, one will go to India, one will go to all these different countries, and they're going to come together in New York, and they're going to land they're going to come
The
in
Twin Tower.
to the Twin Tower lights, right?
Well, that was a better.
Oh,
That was a better idea than whatever happened.
I
know
ain't
already.
done. We did the video. This video exists.
Okay.
Benny Boom went to Africa with one of the brothers.
Okay.
I went to India with one of these brothers. Hype Williams went to Japan.
Excuse
Chris Robinson went to Puerto Rico.
What the?
And then I shot all of them in New York.
What the fuck?
They shot up. Well, hey, don't worry. They did an access granted. Oh, we shot a thing on access granted. We put it on BET. So right after you play Hot in here, play the Boys to Men. I'm going, no, y'all, this is not what you do. I'm trying to explain to them. What we need to do is L.A. Reid needs to call Oprah. We don't do BET.
Yeah.
It's,
This needs
and
to
then
be a
we
push.
say,
This a
and then
play.
you get an invitation. L.A. Reid formally invites L.A. Reid and Babyface invite you to the world premiere of
Right.
Boys to Men's new single, "The Color of Love,"
Yes.
directed by Hype Williams, Benny Boom, Chris Robinson, and Little X. Filmed in Ghana, India, Japan, Puerto Rico, and a tribute to the lives lost in 9/11. That's how you do it. And then you go call Oprah and say, hey, we want to bring everybody in to talk about this on your show.
They'll sing it live.
Yeah, we'll sing the song. We talk about traveling the world, bringing everyone together with the song, The Color of Love, what it means to everybody. This is what we're going to do. And they're like, oh, we're doing access granted.
Oh, no. See, that's what I don't understand. The business aspect of it is like, if you're going to spend $1 million on the video.
But they don't think. Okay, so here's another a wasteful music industry. All right, so Donnell Jones, we shoot this song. I can't remember the name of the song. The song didn't pop. We go to Jamaica, shoot it. Styles P's in it. This beautiful dark-skinned Jamaican girl's the lead. Beautiful tall model, big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not curvy, but she had some stuff going on.
Right.
Okay, all right. Shoot the video, and then we shoot this like love scene for the two of them. I shoot it all in 120 frames, super slow motion, the two of them, and they're just being sexy on the thing. And we play, what should we play? He says, oh, play this song. Okay. When I'm done, we cut the video together, go, hey, people at the record label, you know, and by the way, the director of photography was Claudio Miranda. Who's Claudio Miranda? He shot Top Gun 2. He shot The Life of Pi. That's when he won his Academy Award. Beautiful. Gorgeous, black love, in the age of BET. Chocolate, dark-skinned, beautiful sister in Jamaica with the wind blowing and you didn't feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I say to the label, hey, you know, if we cut this together, in fact, I did it. I put the music down and just and this is when they had the BET Slow Jam show. Right. Hey, why don't y'all take this and put it on the air? We got the other video. Yeah, but like this is like another video. Yeah, we got the other one. Sean Paul, remember Temperature?
Yeah.
Remember at the end?
Yeah. Sean Paul. Yeah.
Remember the end of the Temperature? Where they have a second song? Breakout. Yeah. I got all those kids dancing. I shot Sean's performance in a way that, so it starts off, he's in the car. Then he opens, because in music videos, something needs to happen every 4 bars. So I'm going to give some people the science, all right? So song starts. And you're performing, and something needs to happen. I could do this.
Right.
Even if it's just a little shift. If I'm here, I could stand up. I can do something. So Sean is in the car. Then after then when the chorus comes, he opens the door. Right. Then he swings his legs out. Then he stands up. And then, so I have even though he's just by the car, I timed that out in just enough of a way that there's something interesting enough happening. And then I have tons of footage of these kids are from the projects in Toronto. This is when music videos just don't come around. This is just, you know what I'm saying?
Showing out.
You saw the clips?
Right.
Them kids are flipping over back. They're just going crazy.
Right.
I called the label. Say, hey, guys, give me a couple grand. I could give you a second video. How much? Yeah, maybe $3,000. Man, we ain't going to.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
There's a whole nother video.
I got the foot, most of the foot.
This is how the people get so locked in, and it's always my frustration. I think out of the box. I go, hey, what if we did something out of the box? And they're like, yeah, but what if we did something in the box?
But see, that's the thing. Back then, they would have to then put money into marketing for that second video, that other video that they haven't thought about yet. But now that would be perfect. Like the way you were moving would have been perfect. Yeah. Because you're like, yo, I have a whole nother video. Oh, hell yeah. We'll just put this on YouTube. Yeah. We'll move it like this.
Well, now it's like you must move that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or no one wants you. Like, it's even the things you were doing, as you can already see in that time, it was a lot harder to, if you were shooting something, also have like some BTS or some extra. You were finding little side projects. Like, you're that guy who goes, when everybody's standing around, grab the artist. Hey, come with me real quick. Like, I can see it. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, just do this. Give me a little performance. We're just going to, I see something.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't do that nowadays, people are, and that's, people don't have that eye or that ethic.
Yeah. And that's the,
I have a something to ask of you. Can you do our numerologies? He's a numerology.
I'll do that
expert.
later. I'm not really rocking with my numerology anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm living a little more skeptical life nowadays, brother.
This is a major shift that I need you to understand.
Yeah.
Really?
Let me tell you something. I would suggest to everybody, even if you're not an atheist, to perhaps approach your life as if you were one. The things that are in front of you, the decisions you are going to make, regardless of whether or not God is going to swoop in and help you in the last minute, right?
Right.
It would behoove you to say, this is the rational path. These are the cold, hard facts of my life and my situation. I've prayed, I've hoped, and I have faith that the universe, God, whatever you call it, that has shown up for you before will show up for you again. That is wonderful. But a very smart way to move through life is that gravity is real. If you fall off the building, you might not get caught. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I implore you all to do. Listen, sorry, I know that kind of deflates the bubble and everyone loves to live in their la-la land. And like I said, go live in your la-la land. God will show up for you but you know,
no.
Listen, it's like this. I have a son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show up for my son if my son needs me.
Right.
But if my son is just moving through life like, man, don't worry about it. My dad can't handle this. And I probably will.
Right.
Versus tried all himself, did his thing. Now he's in a bit, and he's like, son, come here, let me help you.
Yeah, facts. I
You know
see the work ethic.
I see what you're doing. I see you're trying to do this on your own. I see you're not trying to put this on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help you out.
Right.
That is a way to move through this thing, because yeah.
Well,
like
there's something to be said too about like a lot of people can get into faith or religion, whatever it is, and to the point of delusion, where they're not necessarily, like you said, they're not necessarily doing the pieces or the things that they need to do every day, but then
everything happens for a reason. Yeah, sometimes the reason is you fucked up.
Yeah, sometimes the reason is you've had no action.
Yeah, like so there's in woo-woo world, it's like, how then God will come and go. If you need a car, go clean up your garage. You've heard that one, right?
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing. I got a friend that really got at me like, yo, this is what y'all use God for?
You're right. That's the other thing. It's
this is what y'all use God for.
Like there's people who
a car?
don't eat.
Yeah.
And they're like, and don't have homes.
But you were like, God's gonna get me this is what y'all use God for?
A Honda Civic. God's giving me that new Honda Civic.
Even came at me about, is this what you wait, yeah, so this is a manifestation meditation. That's what you meditate for?
Right.
That's what you're using meditation for?
Material items.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the like I said, believe or see the world how you want to see it. I still have questions. I have, even within this debate with my friend who's an atheist, my question is about consciousness, about the part of life. What is it in evolution, inside of every living thing, that is intelligent and driven and improving? What is that? Where does that come from? That's a conversation to have.
That's the soul argument.
That's
it's like
the
what,
argument.
What turns on the lights?
What is the thing? Like, okay, so there's still I'm not saying, hey, there's there's clearly some, how we define it, how we define that intelligence. There's clearly an intelligence to life. Right. That literally is why, we can get into an evolution argument. I don't know if the mic could get in his phone. But
no, it's for a reason. Keep going.
So there's clearly something driving life. It keeps evolving and changing. That's a conversation to have. Right. What is that? Consciousness, that drive. What is that? Mm-hmm. Religion has their view of it, but that's also thousands of years old. We can have a new conversation. Right. But that's different than everything happens for a reason. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not telling anybody that your birthday is the key. Oh, this is the year it's going to happen. No. I'm good.
I think all of these, I've always thought all of the things, even like when people go into, what's the thing called? What is the birthday thing called? Zodiacs and all of those types of things. I've always thought that there can be a little something to everything, but if you're looking at one of these things to be the answer, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? I think like there's little pieces.
I would implore you to go I'm not telling you to be an atheist, but approach your decision making. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like an atheist.
logical decision
Yes,
making.
you'll do. It'll be far better for you to approach.
Just
You know what I
act
mean?
like God's on vacation.
Yeah, act like God is saying.
You got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You can do it.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna let y'all handle this one. I'll be back.
Eventually.
Act like the kid that wants to impress dad. Watch this, dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dad, watch this. And
Not the
'cause
one
you're
who's
gonna
trying to
do
trust
it yourself.
fall
Yeah,
to dad.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just a cutout of dad. It's not really dad in there. It's like, watch this, dad.
I'm just saying. Look, there's a dude. There's a reporter named Chris Hedges. I implore you to Google Chris Hedges. Chris Hedges was the bureau chief for the Middle Eastern bureau chief for the New York Times. Okay. He is a reporter. You know, he's reported on war zones. He was in Serbia, all that. I'm messing up names, but he talks about the people who survived when there's snipers outside, or ones who had cold. And he's a minister. He's an ordained minister.
That guy, right?
This guy.
Okay.
And he'll talk about, there's snipers outside. This is not God will protect us. There's sniper. You need to act like
Right.
There are snipers outside.
like God, like yes. I'm not telling you to believe there is no God. That's your thing.
Right.
But it might benefit you to move through life like.
But people always like to look at like the idea that things aren't really happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they like to ignore the fact. I mean, we have a lot of distractions with entertainment and all these other things, which I feel like there's something to that too. But yeah, people don't want to look at the harsh truths. Like, man, like, we don't know how many times nuclear war is like this close. Like, we'll never really know. Like, we'll never know. Like, there have been days where we either had a great day or a bad day or whatever happened, and the world almost blew up.
Oh, they definitely told them stories.
Yeah.
There's a couple nuclear submarine stories where someone's like, nah.
I heard that one.
There's a couple like,
where the guy's like,
press it, no.
Maybe not quite yet. He's like, because we really haven't gotten that
Press it,
answer
no.
back. It's
Yeah.
like, bro.
Yeah, we live in yeah.
Go for it. I know you're like.
No, I'm just saying that's currently how I think it's a good advice for you. Yeah, you believe what you want and do what you people have had experiences, but in your decision making, it'd be good to move on some rational shit.
X, how are you feeling about the state of the world right now?
Shit's fucked up.
Okay.
I like how he had nothing else to go to. Just fucked up. Right?
Clearly fucked up. And again, you should look up Chris Hedges again. Chris Hedges, he's been writing about this. Go look up Chris Hedges' books.
Books, okay.
And I mean, this brother. So just on our shit, Chris Hedges teaches college and prison.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about he will never vote for Joe Biden because what Joe Biden did to the black men he teaches.
Stop and frisk and all those.
The time they're spending. You know what I mean? This is not a game with this empire of illusion, American fascist. War is a force that gives us meaning. Days of destruction, days of revolt, death of the liberal class, which is what got us into this situation now. Right. America, the farewell tour.
Okay, so he's,
right.
Yeah.
So the greatest evil is war. This is really serious.
When atheism becomes religion.
Yeah. So like this is a serious dude.
Yeah.
And I really like I call him Saint Hedges. When he got captured in Iraq, he learned Arabic. I speak Arabic.
This guy.
Yeah, there's a whole animation about it. But when they caught him, he became friends. They were protecting him, getting him food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Chris. Serious dude. So this where we are at, watching videos. You don't have to read. I haven't read the books. I ain't gonna lie to you. But this will give you a very good view, because what he really says in American Fascists and America: The Farewell Tour, when he talks about, he calls them sacrifice zones. Those parts of America where there used to be a factory, and in that you worked at the factory, you could feed your family, send people to school. Yeah. Then they moved the factories. Now there's nothing, but there's a private prison and there's drugs. And now, you feel me?
That's the new factory.
That's the new factory. And he says, if these folks, these people, do not get reacclimated into society, if they do not see a future for themselves, you will have the result.
Right.
Right? Because when you he talks about a French sociologist from the late 1800s named Emile Durkheim. And Emile Durkheim talks about the way society functions, how religion functions, all these things. And he did a study in suicide. And he said, when you don't see a way forward, you're living life and you look forward into your life and you don't see any of your hopes and dreams coming true.
Right.
You want to either hurt yourself or hurt other people.
Fact.
Okay. Yeah. And the only way those people can get through that is with strong social bonds. Right. 1750, ain't none of us going to be architects.
Right.
But play some music, drink some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We have each other. But if you don't have that, that's when things. So there's a whole swath, especially in the age of the internet. There's all these young people, not even young people. There's just people across the board, man, woman, young, old, who look at their life and it's not going anywhere.
No future.
There's no future.
Stagnant.
All right. Well, this makes me angry, and I just want to see people. Then tear it down.
Burn it down.
Burn it down, and that is what Brexit is about. That's what Trump's about. Trump said, "I'm gonna burn it down.
Right.
I'm gonna clean the swamp." It doesn't matter. That's what happened this election. Everyone looked at Trump and just heard what they wanted to hear.
Right.
Right? Because the death of the liberal class. We don't have a liberal. Listen to Chris.
Yeah, no,
I'm just regurgitating what he's saying.
But
he'll
with
give
the
you
middle
a very
class,
yeah.
like it's like the middle class has been suppressed, and then the middle class didn't feel like liberals really understood them because they're all college educated, and then that's what Trump took advantage of, going, oh yeah, well, you might not have gone to college, you might not be blah blah blah, but I'm speaking to you, but I'm also speaking to the 1%, and that's how.
And here, look, see, 2007, he was talking about this.
Yeah.
So we in it. We are in it. It has come to fruition. And who knows where this all leads. But I have hope that this is the type of thing that you come out the other side of. You know,
Yeah.
the American Revolution, the French Revolution, when the system finally collapses under the weight of
That's
this.
what I think. That's personally what I think it is. I think it's that. Sometimes it has to break
like
in order for things to restructure properly.
Because Trump is wild.
Yeah.
We're going to own Gaza. You can't just own.
that has been the policy that I've like that statement, like I really don't rock with that.
But
Guys,
beyond any of that, just the mindset to be like, well, it's really, he's saying we run this shit. Why are we pretending like we don't?
I don't understand what y'all didn't understand when he came in and said Canada should be the 51st state. Greenland should be a part of us as well. We're gonna need the American. We're gonna need the canal, the Panama Canal back.
The Gulf of America.
It's the Gulf of America now. You know what? Why don't you run that Gaza too? Did you see Netanyahu's face? Netanyahu was on the podium like, we didn't talk about this.
What do you mean you'll own it? I mean, yeah, I thought you were just clearing it out for us. But see, that's the one thing though that one of the things I hate the most, just because it's like, man, these people are really, they were already displaced and they were already being fucked with. And now you're just going to move them completely, which we know who wins that now. And then they won by the means of like not even a real fight. So it's kind of like,
no, not kinda.
Oh no, it wasn't a real fight. No, it wasn't. A real fight.
Not just that. It's all like nothing's kinda about.
Oh yeah, no.
This motherfucker just came in and said, "We're gonna take that off your hands. This is ours. We're gonna bulldoze it
for the second time."
It's just wild, and that's always been
because that's the second time that's happened to these people.
He wants to
That's not the second time, bro. That's been going on for a long time.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like, when Israel became, it's like, then on top of that, we're gonna fuck with you every day. But now it's like, no, now you really gotta go.
He wants to send American citizens to El Salvador to put them in jail.
Yeah,
he's looking to work a deal to put Americans in El Salvador in jails.
Well, he's starting with the immigrants first.
He's starting with he's putting the
we got a little time.
He's just stream of consciousness. He is your dad, your uncle, your homeboy watching TV and says, "You know what they should do?"
And
And then he says,
Executive order.
We're doing it. You feel me? Because it's hard to argue with what's going on in El Salvador.
It's working.
What, they're a Bitcoin country that's making money and now the most
And it's
peaceful
so
country in the
safe.
Western Hemisphere because they definitely took everyone that made
put 'em in
any kind of
jail.
problem and put them in jail. And now they want to send us to those conditions.
Yeah, bro. Like, so.
But once again, you know what that's like? That's like if you got the parents who just let you do what you want and still let you get the car on weekends and still let you. This turns into like, do you want to loot?
But the thing is,
Do you want to loot? Because El Salvador said,
hey, bro.
I don't even do shit, and I'm scared.
I'm scared. And that's what
Like, you don't have to. You have to understand.
And Trump's like, that's the point. That's the whole point.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We have. So I'm reading a book called The Righteous Mind.
Okay,
let's pull that one.
Yeah.
So The Righteous Mind is a book about the right and the left. What makes us so different? And there's these 5 pillars of thought. Okay, so you have if you do The Righteous Mind.
Why good people are divided by politics and religion.
Okay, so The Righteous Mind, that's the book. Okay, but then also put 5 pillars. The Righteous Mind, 5 pillars.
Yeah.
There we go. So, moral, go up, and you can even do a little. Click that Wikipedia. There's even a survey you can do with this. So, here are see this: care, harm, fairness, cheating, loyalty, betrayal, authority, subversion, sanctity, liberty. So, you do this survey, and what they found is that liberals are big on care, harm, fairness, cheating. Right? Like, homeless person hungry, let's feed them. Right?
Right.
Everyone deserves a shot.
Yeah.
Regardless of color, everyone deserves a fair shot.
Equal opportunity.
Loyalty, betrayal. So liberals are big on those first 2.
They're not so big on life.
The right are they're high. So they're big on care and harm, but they're lower on everything else. They're
Right.
liberals.
Yes.
The conservatives are high on not high, but they're not as big on care and fairness. But the other ones are much higher, right?
Yeah.
So they're bigger on authority. That's a cop. You should do what he says. They're bigger on sanctity. You're showing too much cleavage. You can't come in here with that.
Right.
Bigger on liberty, freedom, right?
Second Amendment.
Loyalty, in-group loyalty. They're American.
Right.
You're not, right? And then within their in-group loyalty, now they care. Now fairness and cheating. But you're not part of the group, so we don't give a fuck. Feel what I'm saying? And then when you go to the extreme, the conservative at the extreme is authority. Do what he said because he's so-and-so.
Right.
And the liberal are care. I know he murdered the entire family, but his mother never hugged him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, right.
And this is what we got going on now. We have these 2 extremes, and the legal system in a lot of places is super big on care. Right?
Yeah.
On the way that we administer we're too harsh, and now we got to do this, but it doesn't work
The way
in
you
reality.
speak to people. Yeah, but it's once again, it's like, when someone tells you, "Hey, you're fucking up. You need to get it together." Sometimes that works better than coddling.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
Just like it's like, but we can't ignore these facts.
Oh, I
But
tell the people
do
I
it.
work with, I respond well to harsh coaching.
Yep.
No,
Same.
you trying to lose? You trying to lose the game? Is that because that's what this is? That's what you know what I'm saying? I need that kind of coach.
I literally need that.
Yeah,
Like, I
some of us
need
need that
my
kind of
friends to
coaching.
bully.
Yeah.
I need my friends to be like, you gonna
So what?
eat
You're
another
happy
chip?
being a loser?
No.
You're happy being a loser
You-
because this is what losers do.
So you're gonna eat another chip, huh? You're just gonna keep on
That's
eating,
me.
huh?
Yeah,
That's what I do. I was
So
like,
that's
we
what-
2 burgers today. Huh? That's what we doing. Huh?
Yeah. Look, you did really well last time, and if you just put in a little more
That
effort,
actually pisses me off.
Yeah, nah.
nah, bro,
Nah.
nah.
Fuck
Like
all
actually,
that.
no. With Ryan passing and everything, and me being around everybody that calls me, that's like, "Hey, are you okay? What's wrong? How you feeling right now?" I'll be like, "Leave me the fuck alone." It's my friends that are calling me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of your bed! Like, why are
Right.
you? Come on, man, get it together." I prefer that.
Well, because it also comes from a place that's more genuine, because we just are speaking to you.
Yeah.
We're not sitting here going, well, let me go try, because I gotta just speak to you. I'm not. Also, I'm not calling you because I felt like I had to do this. I was calling your ass anyway.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other thing. Like, yeah, I'm listening to this audiobook now, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Yeah. And some of these theories are there just in like the way that it's like in this society, it's in a dystopian society where everyone's, you have people who are still trying to actually just create things, achieve, like very, very goal based. Then you have all these other people who can't do those things. So then they play the social game. And their whole thing is, well, what are you doing for society? Well, everybody should have an opportunity to win. Well, how, and then you hear how the people talk. Well, how was I supposed to ever do what you did? No one ever gave me a camera. No one ever gave me a. Well, I mean, you said you did you edited your first thing at a professional studio because Sync wasn't available. Well, Sync's not available, so what am I supposed to do? It's not fair. Everybody should have an opportunity to do what you did for your project.
That would be nice.
But this is the thought though. This is really your thought. This is how you move around the world thinking it's supposed to be that way. That's fucking ridiculous to me. Because I feel like if you're putting in more effort.
I mean, if you can get it, go ahead. The game is.
But that's the game.
But that's the.
If you can get it, can you get it?
That's the fairness, and to an extreme.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you got a bunch of kids. We're gonna play soccer. Everyone should get a little time on the field.
Yes.
Let everyone play.
Mm.
But that kid's really good at soccer.
Right.
So if he works that ball and scores those points and people want to pass to him, he's really good at it. Yeah, let everyone, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you need a little bit of balance between everyone should get a shot.
And once this gets actually competitive,
then
he gonna get more time out there because
let's do the thing. And also like, we all know that if life is too driven for success, yes, you lose a bit. There should be a little room for just trying it out and having a little fun. Oh, man, you go ahead. We need the balance, and that's what I'm saying. When we're out of balance is when we get to this, like in Toronto.
Right. Oh yeah.
In Toronto, these kids are getting out. They know they're getting it. Like cops are going crazy because we're so concerned with people's chance to do right. We're not looking at the facts. The guy just beat his girlfriend up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but yeah, but we can't let him go. Right. Like, we need to put in the understanding of, we understand how he got here. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean now he can just, you feel me?
And also, I think it's kind of ridiculous and kind of hypocritical that they do that anyway, because at the end of the day, most of these issues that you're trying to fix, if we worked on the system where these people weren't coming from these environments to begin with, you know what I mean? And people weren't coming from, situations where they don't have the money. They're not in, they're not in good environments. They're not in. If you fix the root of the problem, then you don't have to worry about the guy,
If we were focused on our schools, right?
Yeah.
If only we could just get the kids together. Maybe Monday to Friday, get them all together, and then, you feel me? Right. And begin to, because I have a program called Operation Prefrontal Cortex. Okay. Right? And is this on camera? People seeing this screen?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. Put up, pull up, put in Quiet Minds, and then Doc Plus.
Oh, Doc Plus?
Doc, D-O, Doc Plus. Okay, so this is a documentary made. Click there, Documentary Plus, Quiet Minds, Silent Streets. So we did this with Headspace, Operation Prefrontal Cortex. I implore you to go see this. So the organization I founded with a couple of my friends is using meditation to reduce gun violence and heal the trauma from gun violence.
Okay.
Because the brain, okay, I was shot in 2016. A bullet went through two people, hit me in my back.
Wow.
Okay. And then I was invited to do a TEDx Toronto. And I called it Message to the Man Who Shot Me. And the whole thing is about how the decision, when I state the theme of it, what would make someone pull out a gun on a dance floor, put the gun in his and pull the trigger, right like this, bang. And two things are happening. One, bringing you back to what I said about Superfly. What would make someone not understand that bullets go through people and wood and doors and drywall and car doors? And what would make someone not understand how movies?
Facts.
Because in a movie, you have a machine gun. I grab the mic, I go, and the machine gun, I throw them away, and I go, bap, 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 and then I throw the table over.
Right. The bullet going through everything you need.
Everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
So he shoots someone in the chest thinking he's shooting him. No, you're shooting everyone in that trajectory and he ends up hitting me. Okay, so that's one part of that conversation. The other one is, what makes you do that? Well, the brain of a violent and aggressive person. When they looked at the brains of violent and aggressive people, they found that there are two regions of the brain that are different than the average person. The prefrontal cortex, which is your decision-making, your executive function, the part of your brain that says, I'm at McDonald's, I can't get naked.
Right.
That's the decision-making part in the prefrontal cortex. They found that it's smaller than the average person. And then the amygdala, which is emotional control, right, is bigger than the average person. So your emotions are big, your decision-making is small, and then on top of it, your amygdala gets information first. Your emotions come first, and your amygdala can turn off your prefrontal cortex.
Oh, wait.
You know, you ever blacked out?
Does that work that way with?
You ever blacked out?
Yes.
Because you're like, something was happening, threat, hole, next.
Right.
What happened? And the brain said, you're going to click. You're going to, we don't got time. We don't have time for thinking. We don't got time for thinking.
Right.
The amygdala, your emotions can turn off your decision, which we all understand, right? So how do you get into a situation where this is what's happening in your brain? Childhood abuse and neglect. Neglecting your child is the same as abusing your child. Hitting your kid and just ignoring the kid will have the same effect on the brain. And in the studies, they say it's permanent brain damage.
Wow.
Your amygdala is too big, your prefrontal cortex is too small, right? Stress. You've had a bad day, bad week, you get snappy. Stress shrinks your prefrontal cortex, enlarges your amygdala. Okay?
All I'm thinking is, man, relationships.
Relationships. Yeah. So let's say
I know some women who got some.
Oh hell yeah! I had the same thought. We all think we're all thinking the thing. So the and you can think of a million scenarios.
Yeah.
The household, the neighborhood, the school, all the way that stress, abuse, neglect, all these things can begin to compile, right? Even if, forget bad neighborhood, you're a cop. You came up in a great neighborhood. You're a cop, and then one day you came to and the head is not on the body, and the person put the baby in and this the shit in your brain, in your brain, and now there's studies on police. Not only does stress shrink your prefrontal cortex, enlarging your amygdala, it will lock in your fight or flight. The brain doesn't know you're a police officer. Right. The brain knows this is the third person this month that tried to stab or shoot or hit me. So we're not.
Yeah, I'm not fucking.
I'm not. Yeah. You give me a look.
Nah, I'm on that. Yeah.
That's not you feel me?
Yeah.
So, again, the studies say it's permanent brain damage. They don't address it. They just say this is what's going on. We don't say how to fix it. I come across a bunch of studies about meditation. Meditation is brain exercise. The same way if you do 20 push-ups a day, your body's going to change. Well, meditation changes the brain. A bunch of regions of the brain, two of them that are relevant. The prefrontal cortex grows. The amygdala shrinks.
Okay.
The reverses the damage. And it's damage. People get very woke. When I brought this up, talking about black folks and gun violence, when I called it brain damage, people got very angry. It's fucking damage. Fuck your feelings. Grow the fuck up. Yeah. It's damage. Okay? And it's not damaged because we're born damaged.
I'm not damaged.
Exactly.
That's where
you damage. You get no fuck. Enough.
Yeah.
It's damage from the environment. Yes, all the things you said, that's what's doing the damage.
All the things you intake.
All the things we talk about, that's what's doing it. So anyways, meditation can reverse it. And prayer. Prayer, there's a book called How God Changes the Brain. When you pray to a loving God, a forgiving God, it also grows the prefrontal cortex, shrinks the amygdala. If you pray to an angry God, a judgmental God, it has the reverse. It's like stress for the brain. So there's a lot of, it's crazy, right? There's a lot
I know you did Mr. Tachyon and everything.
Yeah.
Do sound waves? Was
No.
there ever sound waves?
We do. I haven't seen it. I have not seen any science to back that up. I mean, it might make you feel good. I haven't seen the science. When we did an experiment with sound healing,
Yeah.
we did like we made it. Look, so we gotta find. We take this table and we, hang it from the ceiling, and there's like guitar. Imagine you're laying on this, hanging from the ceiling. No legs, it's suspended from the ceiling. Then under the table is like chords, and then you strum it. Wum, 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 wum,
so you're
wum,
feeling the
wum, wum,
vibrations.
wum, wum, wum. So we put people on that, and then we put people on a massage mat, and we're like, yeah, this is sound healing, and just left them. No difference.
Oh wow.
Then cortical, no difference. No difference at all. So what I'm saying, forget the woo-woo shit. This is what I get back into, the science. Until the science knocks it, all right, consider the possibility,
Right.
but show me. But there's real science that backs this up. There's real science. So I have a TED Talk called Message Man Who Shot Me, like I told you.
Yeah.
So I give you these examples. The most violent prison in Mexico, they had a riot and they killed 47 people. 47 people dead in a prison riot. If 47 people die in Toronto, that's a bad year. Okay?
Wow.
After that, they start a meditation program for the guards and the prisoners. No more extreme violence. San Francisco, this middle school, rough neighborhood, wild, like dead bodies on the playground. Okay? The middle school, I mean, you know how that works. This is your neighborhood. You know what the school's like. Wild, fights, crazy shit. Start a meditation program. Fights go down, attendance goes up. Their worst behaving students become their highest achieving students. They do a survey of happy schools. It's the happiest in the city.
Wow.
Feel me?
Wow.
And I've seen other examples like this too. So that's what this is about. That's what this documentary is about. There's a neighborhood in Toronto called Malton, and they had a wild year with the violence, gun violence, and this young kid, Jonathan Davies, there's a big shootout, 140 rounds. Jonathan is just waiting to get picked up. Damn. Gets hit, gets killed, rocks these kids at the school, high school, and the teacher shows them the TED Talk, and they start meditating, and then they reach out to me, and this whole thing comes together. So we did this with Headspace, the Headspace app.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is in the midst of all this, of what's going on, it always comes back to meditate. Do your meditation. Do your meditation. Do your prayer if you have. I know some folks think meditation. Yeah? Do your prayer, but exercise the brain. That is what the real thing, important thing. Exercise the brain.
Man, I think that's a great place to. You got anything else?
No, man. No,
brother.
You gave it to
thank
us,
you
man.
so much.
Yeah,
this
man.
is incredible. It's always good to talk to you. You know a whole
Thanks
lot
for having
about
me.
a whole lot.
I'm a
so
director. You gotta have a
I-
lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
have a lot going on in
I
it.
always learn something, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. That's good.
We out, y'all.
Bless.
Peace.